What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode of Trick Tip Tuesday. This is episode 10 and today is all about the Varial kickflip. Now before you learn this trick, there are really three things you need to learn how to do. So the first one, you need to be extremely comfortable on your board. You need to be able to ride around to tic-tac, maybe ride around on some ramps. You just need to be really comfortable on your skateboard. Number two, you need to learn how to kickflip. And number three, you need to learn how to pop shove it. Because a Varial kickflip is just a kickflip and a pop shove it mashed together all in one. So with those three things in mind, you will absolutely learn how to Varial kickflip. Without those, it might be a little more difficult. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but it's definitely going to make the process harder if you don't know how to do those tricks yet. So when I set up for this trick, it looks something like this. My front foot is in the middle at a slight angle. It looks like it's about to do a kickflip, except I slide it down closer to the middle. And then my back foot is kind of turned in, almost over in that pocket just a little bit to get that pop shove it motion. And now this trick is all in the front foot. So if you can see when I do this trick, yeah, I pop it and there's a little bit of a scoop, but almost all the rotation comes from a really aggressive flick of my left foot, my front foot. Like if you look at this in slow motion, my front foot does way more than my back foot. And that's the key here. Your front foot really makes sure the full rotation happens with the Varial kickflip. Some common problems you're gonna run into is that the board isn't going to rotate all the way. A lot of times you'll get the pop shove it rotation, but then the board will land upside down. And that's either from you under flicking it or you're over rotating it. Typically, if I do this trick, I tend to over rotate it, but that's really because I've learned tray flips. And once you learn tray flips, your Varial kickflip usually fly out the window because the tray flip requires so much rotation, whereas a Varial kickflip doesn't. Another common problem is the board might shoot out in front of you, and that's a common problem with most tricks. Is you jump, you flip, and then the board is just flipped out way in front of you. And the best way to combat that is to just center yourself over the board, find your center of balance, and also you can just slightly jump forward a bit to make sure if the board does go forward, you're on top of it, following it at the same time. Now the Varial kickflip or the Varial flip is getting into the territory of intermediate level skateboarding. This is a trick you try once you've mastered all of the basics. So please don't get discouraged if this takes a little longer than usual to learn, because you're combining two tricks together to make one new trick for yourself. So keep pushing and don't give up. One point I want to bring up is that the harder the tricks get, the longer you're going to have to wait in the air to land them. So if you're a beginner and this is the first time you're learning this trick, there's a lot of motion going on under your feet. And the hardest part is to wait for it, wait for the grip tape, and then to stomp down on it to land the trick. And all it takes is one bad time where you stomp down, land primo, or you stick it and it slips out and you're like, nah, I'm done. But you can't give up. A lot of times that first slam you take preps you like, okay, that slam wasn't so bad, I can do this. So that's what's gotta happen when you're starting to learn this trick. You just gotta full commit to put both feet on the board. And remember, just like all the other tricks, start with landing it with one foot. So to start with the basics of landing it with one foot at a time first. So flip the trick under you and land it with maybe only your front foot. And then once you can do that consistently, maybe switch it up and then only land it with your back foot. And then once you feel more comfortable with that, you can take that risk by putting both feet on the board. Even if you happen to slip out or don't land it, you're getting more comfortable with the 2-foot landing process. So that's pretty much it for today's Trick Tip Tuesday, the Varial kickflip or the Varial flip. I hope these tips and tricks have helped you on your progression to learning how to skateboard. If you have a trick in mind that you're trying to learn, leave it in the comments down below and maybe I'll try to spit it out next week. If these tips helped you, please hit the like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more from me, I post new tutorials every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And then on Friday, I post kind of a vlog style video of what's going on in my personal life. So if you want to see more of that, hit that subscribe button to follow along with what's going on with me. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.